This week we are supposed to be doing a presentation on the Leveson Inquiry, but I thought I'd do something a bit different. I thought I'd make a video, in all honesty, because they're quicker and easier, and I like the sound of my own voice. I also like to show off, so what I'm going to do is I have a Rubik's Cube, which I'm going to mess up some more. And I am going to complete the Rubik's Cube and tell you as much information about the Leveson Inquiry as possible in the time it takes me to do a Rubik's Cube. So I'm gonna just give it a good old mess up. Okay, it is messed up, so let's go. The Leveson Inquiry is a public inquiry which followed the actions of the News International company in reference to the phone hacking scandal, which was led by Rupert Murdoch, mainly to do with the News of the World newspaper. The inquiry was chaired by a man named Lord Justice Leveson, hence the name. Public hearings were held all throughout 2011, 2012, and in November 2012 a report was published all about what went on and all the information about it. There is going to be a second half of the report, but it's not going to come out until all of the criminal proceedings against the News of the World have been completed. In 2007, News of the World editor Clive Goodman and personal investigator Glenn Mulcair, they were convicted for hacking the phones of Prince William and ITV correspondent Tom Bradbury after they realised between them that somebody was hacking their voicemail. So at that time, the News of the World stated that this was an isolated incident and that nobody else's phones had been hacked and it was just the once, and they were sorry. But then the Guardian newspaper came forward and said that they had evidence to prove that it was not an isolated incident and that the incident actually stretched a lot further. And so therefore in July 2011 it was revealed that they'd actually hacked the phone of Millie Dowler, who was a murder victim, which then prompted David Cameron to announce that they would be launching the Leveson Inquiry. So the inquiry revealed that the Surrey police were told by the News of the World that they had hacked Millie Dowler's phone, and instead of the police force taking the matter further, all they did was invite the newspaper in to discuss the case. Other victims of the scandal were the families of British soldiers who died in Afghanistan and Iraq. So the families of people that had died in the 7/7 bombing, the survivors of the 7/7 bombings were also warned by the police that they were being targeted. Their names were on the lists that they found when they raided the News of the World desks and homes of the people involved. On the 28th of July, The Guardian reported that the News of the World had hacked Sarah Payne's phone, who was a media campaigner whose 7-year-old daughter was murdered in 2000. Other victims included members of the royal family, as said earlier, Prince William being one of them, Paul O'Grady, billionaire Robert Agostinelli, who I have no idea who that is, but he was a victim, and also the Metropolitan Police Commissioner John Yates, amongst loads and loads of other people. It wasn't just the News of the World, it came out that the Sun and other newspapers have been doing similar things to loads and loads and loads of celebrities. So the inquiry really did expose a lot of people. Essentially, the scandal ended when the newspaper closed after 168 years of printing. Just before the newspaper closed, loads of really big companies decided to stop advertising with the newspaper anyway. Companies like Ford, Virgin, and Co-op. So they were losing a lot of money anyway. On the 7th of July, James Murdoch announced that the last ever edition would be on the 10th of July. And then Rupert Murdoch announced on the 13th of July that the News Corporation were withdrawing their application to take over full control of a TV broadcaster called Sky B. He announced this literally hours before the House of Commons were going to debate anyway over whether they should retract their proposal. Basically, there was a lot of repercussions from the inquiry. The newspaper closed, making over 200 people lose their job, and of course the newspaper is no more, and then a new newspaper had to be launched to take over from that one. A lot of people had to resign, a lot of people lost their jobs, all because of these highly illegal and outrageous actions by a really respected professional in the publishing and newspaper trade. So that, in a nutshell, is the Leveson Inquiry, and that is a complete Rubik's Cube.